It appears at least one major movie studio is not trying to ruin their brand. Think of Disney with Star Wars, with Marvel. Think about most other film studios, heck, maybe all film studios, going woke and destroying legacy characters that I grew up with, that you grew up with, or you watch your kids grow up with. James Bond, though, gives us a little bit of hope. And if there's one franchise that I still enjoy seeing, it is James Bond. Yes, the last couple of years, we saw Daniel Craig's character emasculated, replaced by strong women supporting / lead roles for all intents and purposes. But it seems like the studio is not going to cave into woke pressure and is trying to revitalize the brand. Now, it remains to be seen when the film comes out what exactly they do to James Bond, how they portray him, how they involve him in the plotline and the story, and how they portray him on screen. But first reports are promising. And like I said, this is the one franchise that I still enjoy watching. They tried to crater it, but if you look back at Daniel Craig's initial roles, Casino Royale was awesome. And going woke wasn't the problem with the second one, Quantum of Solace. That was just a bad movie, but it was not woke. And so now you got reports of an up-and-coming British actor replacing Daniel Craig, and get this, a white male. They could have gone in a ton of different directions. There were rumors in the last film that they were trying to replace Bond with a black woman. Fan backlash was immense. And so that didn't proceed. And there's also a great quote from Idris Elba. He is a black British actor, very popular. And look, I have nothing against Idris Elba. I enjoy him in pretty much everything he's in. Just a solid actor, does a great job in every performance. He has a quote, though, why he potentially turned down the role here. Take a look at this from the American Tribune. He says, "It's interesting that the James Bond thing continues to go on. I think it's more about, we just want to have a black guy play James Bond rather than Idris Elba, the actor, play James Bond." That's the part that I'm like, ugh, come on. Guys, this guy is a legit actor. He's a legit human being if this quote is true and he believes this for himself. Idris Elba did not want to be typecast as just a black man. Like he said, he didn't want to take the role because they were just looking for any black man. They weren't looking for him specifically. And this is such a wake-up call to the woke nonsense. Black folks, brown folks, women, gay people, anytime that you are promoted in a film like this, it is not because of you, it is because of your identity, your meaningless identity. I do not care about your race. I do not care about your sexual orientation. I care what you can do on screen. Idris Elba was not going to stoop to the level to take the role simply because he had black skin, because he identified the fact that it was not because of him, Idris Elba, the individual actor. It was because Idris Elba, black man. And he wasn't going to be embarrassed like that. Obama Oppressed Coalition folks, take note. It is never about you, and it is dehumanizing, and it is humiliating for you if you buy into that. Kudos to Idris Elba for calling it out like it is. And I hate to admit, have a little bit of optimism and excitement for the next Bond film. And if they really want to go traditional, they could go back to the Sean Connery role where men were men, men save the day, the hero wins, there's a clear-cut bad guy and good guy, and there's just lots of fun action along the way, traveling around the world, getting in fancy cars, you know, things that guys just enjoy watching. Let's just get a good old-fashioned movie on screen, get a little classic escapism going for us, and let's just enjoy this film. But take a look.
But Patrick, good news. I think we're now past peak woke. Common sense might be becoming more common. Maybe I'm a dreamer. I'm a huge James Bond fan, the films and books. Couldn't believe that the next James Bond, after Pierce Brosnan and after him Daniel Craig, could even be a woman, some said, or a black man, or even a black woman. In fact, in the last film, there was a black woman briefly taking over as 007. We're now told by The Sun it looks like being British actor Aaron Taylor-Johnson, although the BBC says that's not true. Patrick, he looks quite all right in a way, but not quite right, does he?
Well, I suppose you can work wonders, can't you, in the film industry? I think the BBC say it's not true because they don't want it to be true. We all know who the BBC, I'm sure, would want to have as James Bond, and that is Dylan Mulvaney, okay? It's time to have Dylan Mulvaney as James Bond. No, look, shock horror, okay? James Bond is a straight white male. Don't mess with Bond. Bond is a hunky man, a bit of a womanizer who shoots bad guys. He is not an electric car driving, pink hat wearing vegan.
He's a Scottish
just leave Bond
orphan.
alone.
Leave him alone, Patrick. Leave him alone. Absolutely. That's it from me. Thank you for your time.